Welcome to another episode of Touch Base Tuesday. I'm Michael Cooper with Parkway Church here in Madison, Mississippi. I want to go to the Word of the Lord today and speak to you from the book of James this morning, the first chapter and verse number 17. It says, "Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning." With God, there is no variation or shifting shadows. But the point is clear here in the scripture. God is unchangeable and entirely trustworthy. Ordinary heavenly lights produce shadows, but God's light is shadowless. Ordinary lights wax and wane. They shift, they move around, they go through phases and fade. Even the sun sometimes is occasionally eclipsed. Several heavenly lights are also known in Greek literature as wanderers. But God cannot be made to wonder, nor does He entice people to wonder. God's light is unchanging. It is not subject to variation. Unlike the sun and moon, God's light cannot be overshadowed, nor does it make shifting shadows. John 1:5 says that God is light, and in Him is no darkness at all. And then as I wind this down today or conclude, I wanted to share with you about the world as we know it. The world is always changing. It's different varieties. That's just like you can go and get different varieties of ice cream. You go to an ice cream store and there's 32 flavors and you wonder which one to pick. That's the way the world is. They just don't know what to pick. Let me rephrase that. They pick everything out except the one that they need, that's stable, that's solid, that's reliable, that's dependable, and that's God. Because God is trustworthy and God can help us in our time of need. In the scripture in Matthew 5:14, "You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid." I'm going to say that again. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. And then in the closing verse, when I'm speaking about light, we go to the book of John, the first chapter. And in verse 6 says, "There was a man sent from God whose name was John." First of all, it was just a man, and he had an ordinary name, and his name was John. "But the same came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all men through him might believe. He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. That was the true light." Here it is, the last part of this, "which lighteth every man that cometh into the world." God, when He puts His light on you, it's always there. It's not like some faulty flashlight sometimes that's got bad batteries just when you need it the most. When you so desperately need light, you get it and it won't come on, and you unscrew it and it hadn't been used in so long and the batteries are corroded. It does you no good. And that's the way the world is sometimes when you need them the most, or when you need friends the most. Sometimes you can't depend on them. They're not trustworthy. But can I say, God is trustworthy. You can trust Him. You can depend on it. He's not here one minute and there the next. God is on point. Thank you again for watching. I hope that this has said something and spoke to your heart today, and to realize that if you got troubles in your life and you got problems in your life, look to Jesus. He is the light. God bless you, and we'll see you next week.